this, when you're grieving or whatever, what do you find that just brings you joy? Well, obviously it's going to be your kids. Her kids. For you.
Yeah, her too. Yeah.
I'm like, please let me
She's
find
every
your kids
weekend.
for
She's
me or
like,
something.
I miss your kids. I haven't seen them in like 3 days. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mandy. I was telling Gary too, my husband. I was like, look how sad this video is of this mom. Like in the future, her back seat's empty and she just goes so fast. And my husband's like, it's already like that because your sister has our kids all the time. But yes, mine's definitely my kids for sure.
I'm picking them up tonight, right? Okay.
Yes, maybe.
Oh, she's already planning.
Yeah.
So, in the early days, is there anything that y'all wish you would have known about grief that would have helped you? I know what mine was. I should have gone back to work quicker.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Really?
But
That's
Stay
what.
busy.
Yeah.
Distracted.
Yeah. I think I had a hard time because my mom watched my daughter while me and my husband were grinding it out, you know, and I remember the week after she passed away, I looked at my husband and I go, what am I going to do? I'm pregnant with our second one. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do about childcare? It's expensive. Like, and also I'm like, she's only one, and a newborn. Like, what am I going to do? So he was like, we're just stay home, So I did. I became a stay-at-home mom. And for me, that was the most awful thing I could have ever done for myself because I just sat at home. I had postpartum depression really bad. I did try to see a therapist right before I had my son and after. And
We saw.
yeah, I would do the hard work and then relay the message to her.
You finished with your appointment?
Yeah.
No. What do I need to know today?
What did the therapist tell us today? So I would go to therapy.
you're trying to get a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So I did. I tried to go to therapy and try to find some kind of comfort in that. And that was a little hard for me because they hadn't had lost like a parent or anything. So I was just kind of, for me, I just kind of felt like, I don't feel like you know how I feel. You
needed somebody that was more relatable.
Yeah. And so, and I did. I tried 3 different therapists. And then I got to the point where I was like, I got on antidepressants for a few months. And not being at work was probably the worst thing for me, I think, because I ended up going back to work, and that was the best thing I could have ever done for myself, is staying busy, because just sitting in that house, I would sit there and just look at the chairs that she would sit in, or just waiting for her to walk in my door, or just sitting there surrounding myself with my kids and I watch all my friends, like, have their moms come help them, because, we're all having kids at the same time, and I would just be at the house doing it all by myself, all alone, you know? So definitely going back to work and staying busy for me, for sure.
How about you, Mandy?
I wish I would have known how much I cried every day for the first year and a half, I feel like. Now it's just like every other day.
Now it's every other hour.
I wish I just would have I don't know. I don't know, Tracy. I'm still going through it, I guess. Like in a weird way, I feel like maybe because I'm the older sibling, in so many ways I would put that aside so I could make sure she's okay, my brother's cool,
You did do that. Mandy was, she's always been the one with the head on her shoulders out of all 3 of us.
When you're your mother's favorite child, you have to do that,
Okay, Mom. She did.
Lightning strike.
Yeah. But she did. Mandy put her grief, I think, to the side. And I think that's why we're still grieving so differently, because she put all her grief to the side, because I had a 1-year-old and I was pregnant, and she was like, I have to take care of my brother and my sister,
My dad,
Our dad, too. Yeah, we were cooking dinners for Dad, making sure he was drinking and eating. And I remember being over at her funeral, and he'd be like, where's the forks at? And I'm like, right here, Dad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to be there for him. We have to live there.
So how's he doing now?
He's doing good.
He's living his best life. He's remarried to a page. They've been able to travel a lot. At the end of this month, they're doing the Viking River cruise from Amsterdam to Switzerland, and then they're going to spend a few days in Switzerland. They just got back from New York. They're going to go to Colorado for a wedding. So he's living and
Yeah.
she's feeding him. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
with
good.
that.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can be
That's
thankful
good.
for that.
What was your mom's favorite flower?
Ooh.
Gardenias.
Oh yeah, this smells so good.
Yeah, she loved gardenias.
What was her favorite color?
Blue.
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 Like a light blue. Yeah.
And I remember that picture of the butterfly on her nose. Did it just land there, or
Well, I don't know, a few years ago, whenever I got into growing these butterflies and all that stuff, what was that ice storm we had? They had their hot water heater flooded the whole place, and so it was kind of in hindsight like a blessing, they had to move out of the house, so she came and moved with Jeremy for a month, I guess,
About
maybe.
a month and a half, yeah.
And then I think it was Mother's Day weekend, and I was like, Mom, why don't you come over to my house for the weekend, get away from that, and then I'm gonna make you some snow crab legs, and we'll just drink some wine in the hot tub. And so she came over, and she never went back to Jeremy's.
she made it too comfortable?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she ended up living at my house for another
Probably because
month.
she's like a built-in nanny at
yeah,
my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great though. I'd come home from work, and she's like, the dishes are done, dinner's on the table. When she moved out, I was kind of bummed at that point,
I
but
do miss that for
Yeah.
sure.
Nice.
yeah.
There must
What
have
was
been
it
a
like?
reason why y'all
Yeah.
got to have that time with her.
Yeah. Isn't it
Yeah,
crazy?
I know when I think
How often
that.
do you live with your mom when you're an
Yeah.
adult?
Exactly.
And when
Exactly.
COVID hit too, I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter at the time, and I went and lived with her. I moved in with her because we didn't know the
Yeah.
severity, and my husband was still having to go to work, and I'm big and pregnant, so I got to go live with my mom, and my dad was traveling, and so it was just me and her until I had my daughter, and I am so thankful for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that God did that.
Yeah.
So I think that if you can find any positive during the whole COVID chaos,
Yeah.
it's that. I got to go live with my mom.
That insanity. What kind of music did she listen to?
She really liked Benny and the
Oh,
Jets.
yeah.
Elton.
Everything. Whatever we were into, she
Journey. She
Yeah.
loved Journey.
jamming out
Me
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was just a little bit older than me, so.
Yeah.
And I didn't know her. Well, she probably had already graduated when I was in high school.
Yeah, I think she's quite a bit older
I
than
think
me.
so. Because how old would she be?
She was 61 when she passed, so she'd be turning 65 this year, I guess.
Okay. Well, maybe because I'm going to be 60 this year.
No way.
Dun dun.
Cut that out.
No. I'm actually I really appreciate it. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem aging
Yeah.
because, as we know, not everybody gets to do
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And when I hear people complain, I've said this before. When I hear people complain about it, I'm like, "What's wrong with you?"
You've definitely
Yeah.
said that to me when I talked about it.
Because she's the one that cries the whole week of
Oh
her
no, I'm
birthday.
gonna be. It's a
Yeah.
gift.
It
I
is.
get it, I get it.
100%.
And now that you're a grandmother and such a young one,
It's true.
I'm gonna start calling her
I
granny.
know. You should.
Something that makes her feel really old.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're so welcome. That's what I'm here for. Let's see. Did y'all keep personally an item of hers that meant a lot to her as a keepsake?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I've got a whole little thing going on in my closet. A cool
Like a little
picture of
shrine.
her, and
Yeah.
I have a little box, and it's got just cool things that whenever we went and we're kind of cleaning out things,
Yeah.
and some pieces of jewelry that were really special, and we actually just have a lady right now making. You know how they take a bunch of the T-shirts and turn them into blankets.
Yeah.
We're doing that right now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Just,
For me, it was kind of hard. I feel like me and my sister went over there because Dad was moving on, and he was dating Paige, and he was like, all right, I think it's time for
Clean it.
us to go through Mom's stuff. And me, I was like, no, I don't want to. No, because to me it was that felt more real that she was going to
Yeah.
be gone, and so he was gone out of the house, and me and Mandy went over there, and we're going through her clothes, and we're crying, and we're laughing, we're playing our favorite songs, and it was just
I don't know. It's so different too because when we were over there and Dad's kind of going through some of this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I should have got a U-Haul. I'm putting so much stuff in my car, and Jeremy's like, I'm gonna take. I'll take this home.
yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
what I was gonna say. Is I was very opposite of her. I felt like when it came to getting Mom's stuff, is she was getting everything all the way down to the tissue box, and me, I'm like, no, I don't want it. No, but don't get rid of it. I just leave it there.
Yeah.
Just keep it here, and when I'm ready, I'll come get it. But my dad was kind of no. And I don't know why. For me, I did not want to do it. But I do have I have this necklace that has her thumbprint on it that I never take off. When we got her cremated, and so we had the big urn, and then we all three got individual little ones of her, and so I have that and a really beautiful picture that my aunt and uncle's neighbor drew of a picture of some lungs with some beautiful flowers and stuff in it.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, in honor. She prayed over it while she drew it, and so I have that, and then her big picture and then I do have some of her jewelry to pass down to my daughters one day.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Does she have a signature saying besides being chopped liver?
I think that's coming to mind.
Oh, I forgot. Mandy's already forgotten.
Maybe you know where we are,
Yeah. No, I do remember, as kids, things Mom would say, just treat others as you want to be treated, or just those things that being.
My mom's, I remember, well, she's still alive, thank God.
Yeah.
Is she, when we were young, she'd always say, don't, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all.
Oh, yeah.
Heard that one a
You
lot.
get what you
And-
get and you don't throw a fit, is what she
Yeah.
would say. Because she was a pre-K teacher for a long time.
Oh, was she?
Mm-hmm. So, yep.
So have y'all had any dreams? She come to you on dreams? Mm-hmm. Those are the best.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
wow.
I haven't
Yeah.
had one in a while, and I've been kind of mad at her for it. But I used to
Oh,
have,
come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheer you.
I don't think, for Jeremy, she said that in her dreams, Mom never talks in her dreams.
Yeah, I had him a lot when she first passed away. She was in a lot, and she would never talk in my dreams. She would just kind of sit there, and we would just all she was a celebrity or something. We're all like, oh, we miss you. We all knew that she had passed on. Mm-hmm. But she would just sit there and be like, or even there's even sometimes where I'm in the middle of doing dishes and I'll stop because I just feel like I saw something flash, and I'll just be like, Mom, is that you? But Mandy, you've had very few, but I had a lot when she first passed away, and I haven't had that many lately. But
She was probably worried about you more. Mm-hmm. How you were going to handle things.
yeah,
Because, she didn't have, it wasn't her choice to leave.
yeah, yeah.
I have one friend that she told me, I was so mad at my mom after she passed away. I go, you do realize it was not her choice, right? She goes, I know, but, and she goes, she's not like that anymore. And she feels a lot better about it. And she loves to talk about her.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the best way you can honor her memory and keep her alive, especially for your kids. Mm-hmm. I think it's important, especially when they're just a really good person. You can tell all kinds of bad stories about people, but when they're good, those are the things. And you probably ought to write them down, because if you get to be my age,
We're just going to watch this podcast.
Yeah.
And then remember.
what's that girl's name? Some of the memories have faded, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I wish I had gone through and written things down.
Yeah.
People
People told me that as soon as she passed away, and I did.
Journal.
Yeah, my mom's best friend bought us a journal thing, and I would write down, because it is true, how it's crazy how your brain just kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that happened.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a picture of Chase and I at a party, just maybe a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, and it was the best gift.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because I didn't even
don't
remember
even
taking the
remember, yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
But he looked so cute, and I was just like, oh, there's my little boy.
Yeah,
so cool.
I love
Yeah,
that.
he was probably 17 in the picture. But
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I think that y'all are doing good, even if you don't think you are.
Yeah.
You are, and it's like I said, it's a journey. Grief is a place you go where you love somebody, but they're gone,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's what grief is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
For
a
sure.
place where love has no place to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think y'all are two amazing little young ladies.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that y'all wanted to be a part of this. I know it's
Yeah.
not easy at all.
I know. I thought I was gonna be Mandy and crying the whole time, but it's
I
just
cried
so,
a lot this morning, so that's fine.
It is just
You gotta
so
allow
easy.
you empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on E.
Yeah, it is
Pretty
easy
much.
to just talk about her, and that's what I tell everybody. When they ask what they can do to help me, and I'm like, just talk about her. I don't ever want her to be forgotten. I don't ever.
Definitely.
And for me too, I feel like I have such brain fog from her passing away that I'm like, I want people to send me pictures, and
Yeah.
I love that. I just, and you just grow in your faith too. And I remember we've always grown up going to church and believed in Jesus. And I just remember after she passed away, I knocked on my Aunt Tina's door and I was like, I have got to know where she is. I went to knowing my mom's every day to now what? Like, I was like, I have to know where she is and what she's doing. So fill that into me. And so that has been really helpful to me, is growing bigger into my faith. And, I can, as devastating it is to lose my mom, at 29 years old with a baby on my hip and pregnant. And, I always say, like, being a mother without my mother has been the hardest thing, but so many good has come out of it. My husband got baptized, and
that's great.
yeah, and so you just you meet new people that I had so many people reach out to me when they've lost their moms, and it was helpful to me to help them go through that, even though you don't really have the right words to say, but just having someone be there that knows that feeling, the same feeling, is so helpful.
Yeah.
That's what I think is really neat about your podcast is like, for me, again, like my grieving is wherever it is, but just watching the 6 episodes that you've had out so far has been really neat to see. Like, just how, like, just the tips and things that people have said, your guests have said, of how they've gotten through it, and just little things. It does make a really big difference. And even just, thinking about the butterflies, and when we see a meemaw butterfly is what we call it, then it's just kind of neat to, I don't know.
I always, when I see a yellow butterfly, I always say, I love you.
I always think of Chase from when you came to salon, you showed me your butterfly. I always think of Chase too when I see yellow butterflies. Yeah. Our mom, when me and Mandy both were growing butterflies, my mom,
we never finished
we
that.
would go, Mom, why don't you do it? 'Cause she was so into it.
Yeah.
I never see butterflies in my house. I'm like, Mom, butterflies aren't just like, oh, I'm not going to that house. And she was like, no.
I'm actually growing some right now because
How fun.
I'll see them out in the neighborhood, but I never see them around here, or not very often. And they have so much meaning for me, and I don't even know if I've even said this on the podcast, but immediately his favorite color was yellow.
That's so cool.
And the morning that my father-in-law passed away, a black and yellow butterfly flew through the backyard, and I was like,
that's so cool.
wow, they're together.
Yeah. Isn't
that cool?
And the same thing with his half brother.
Gives you so much peace
It does.
when you see those
and
signs.
even if it might seem crazy to some people, it gives me so much peace, and just feels good.
Yeah, it feels like they're there.
Yeah.
Mom died in January, which isn't like butterfly season necessarily, but we were over at Mom and Dad's house, and I swear there was this butterfly that would not share me alone.
It was crazy because the week she died, my dad had been, bless his heart, been building this 1,000-piece playset for Zoe, my daughter, and he finally finished it. And when he finished it, she got sick, and so she never got to see Zoe really play on it, and she had been looking forwards to it. And so the day she passed away, we all go over to their house, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and Zoe's playing on it, and this butterfly is just surrounding her
for days too.
For days,
it was there
months,
for days.
really. Honestly,
I swear I felt like that.
It
too.
was so crazy. And then I remember I even walked over there and put my hand out, a picture of it, and it landed on my hand. And it was every single time my daughter went and played on that playset, this butterfly would just go around
I don't
her.
know. I think there's something real to that.
It was really cool.
That's like my friend that lost her son, the last episode.
Matthew.
She has a what is the red bird? My mind just
cardinal.
The cardinals.
Like the cardinals comes to her window at work.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful cardinal
really love that.
butterfly. Cardinal tattoo on her arm.
So awesome.
It is. And there's actually a Netflix show about that.
Yeah.
About
I feel like
death.
I
I
watched
was
that.
literally about to say that. I think it's
And that's what they talk about,
surviving
the
death or
signs.
something, and
Yeah.
it's-
And there's, I just,
the one with the butterfly where
Yeah.
the man is in a building, within another building, and all of a sudden there's a butterfly flying around. How'd that butterfly even get in
Yeah,
there?
yeah, no kidding.
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
My neighbor, she always laughs, or not laughs really, but because her mom's dad passed away, and she said that they'll just sit there and have a conversation, and a dragonfly, and she'll go, "Oh, hey, Dad." And I go, "We do, that's what we do." And so I'm like, we always say that every time we see a butterfly, we go, "Hey, Meemaw." And the other day, we were sitting there talking, and a butterfly came around, and I was like, "Hey, Mom," and she was like, "Oh my gosh," started laughing. And here's my husband also. He's like, "Yeah, she's been flying around here for for a while now," and I just thought that was so cute because it's like, it's true. Like that brought me comfort. Like I just love it. It just puts a smile on my face, and I love when I hear my kids go, "Meemaw butterfly!" Like it makes me so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the reason I wanted to do this is to honor your mom for Mother's Day. So
Thank
we
you.
want to tell you in heaven, Jerry Ann, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's one day,
Yep.
not today, but
Happy
next
Mother's
month.
Day.
Yeah.
Happy
When is
Mom.
Mother's Day, actually?
I think May 10th or something.
Something like that. Or 11th. Something like that. I just know because I'm going to Riley Green on the 9th.
Oh,
Nice.
God. You see
Happy
that
Mother's
music
Day to
video
you.
he had?
I know. My husband bought this for me.
Nice.
Have
What
you
a
seen
good
it? Okay.
husband.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's some pretty
Richie's
funny
good.
TikToks. These guys are like, Riley Green, what have you done to our wives? I'm like, I could be his mom, right?
Yeah.
It's so.
Yeah.
Sorry, Riley. You're taken. All right. Thank y'all so
thank you
much.
so much for
It
having
means the world to me, that, especially you. 'Cause
Yeah,
she
well.
was hesitant.
Yeah,
I'm
was.
really actually hoping that you did forget to hit record whenever.
Yeah.
People just grieve
Yeah.
differently, and I told her it's good to show people that it's okay to.
And you got to see me.
I know.
We get to be on Tracy's podcast.
Yeah.
It's
Now we got to
exciting.
get Kim. She
I
already said
know.
she won't do it.
I know. Well, now I'm telling her she has to. If I did it, she
Yeah.
has to.
Because she said, oh, she won't do that.
Yeah.
And then you
Look,
told
here
me
she
she
is.
was. I was like, ta-da!
Yeah.
When I was talking to Kim,
I make
she
magic
said-
happen.
Yeah, she said she told you like, well, Mandy will come with me and she can talk for me, and I'm like, I could do that. I could go talk for Kim, but I couldn't talk about my own mom. Look at me doing it.
Well, you didn't do much. I would give the most of the effort.
I have a gift of gab, that's for sure. My husband was like, it's going to be like a 3-hour podcast because we talk so much. I'm like,
Just
well,
when you get home, say, oh, it turned into 20 episodes.
Yeah, I am.
Now we have to go back tomorrow. For
Yeah,
part two.
we gotta
Yeah.
go finish.
Yeah.
No, but
That would be
she
funny.
deserves definitely. My
Yeah,
mom,
she
she was the best, and we were all three grateful to have her as our mom. And anytime I can talk about her,
How's your brother doing? I didn't get to that.
who? I'm just kidding.
He's doing.
Sorry, Travis.
Yeah, no, he's doing good. I think he was the only boy, so I
Him
think
and my mom were very close
yeah.
too.
So
Oh,
that
so he was the favorite.
Well,
we wouldn't go that far.
I mean, maybe the favorite boy.
Yeah, he was his favorite son. But he's doing. I think he's doing okay. I know I always like to text him randomly and just tell him I love him and I'm proud of him. They live, down here in Houston, and so we don't really get to see him too often. But he seems to be doing okay.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I think he drowns himself in work too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, good. Well,
Yeah.
thank y'all again.
Thank you, Tracy.
And
Tracy.
anytime, come back.
Oh,
Okay.
I will.
We might talk about
Once
something
I
else.
remember some stories, then maybe I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's gonna call
on
you
the
tonight.
next episode. Mandy's memory comes back.
Honestly, though.
Yeah, I'm the one that's supposed to be going, what was that? Which I feel like I do that anyway. I'm always going, what am I thinking of?
My dad he just told me, he's like, you need to get some of that lion's mane
Yes.
for your memory. And I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need that.
Because no one,
Drink it up.
no one talks about like when you grieve, brain fog.
Oh, it's
like
true.
how it's like you're just so like. Sometimes I'm driving and I'm like, how did I get here? Like, how did I drive this far? Or how did I remember that? How do I don't remember that? Because I've always been the one to, compared to my husband, like that I knew everything, where everything was, what everything, time, place, everything,
Yeah.
and I catch myself going, I did that yesterday. I did that. And sometimes it's kind of scary. Sometimes you're kind of like, oh my gosh, what,
Yeah.
am I losing it? But I think it's just.
Do you remember the
part of
towel?
it. Yeah. Do you remember the towel now?
What towel?
I think you even took it home when we were cleaning all stuff.
Now she's going to go through the towel drawer. What's she talking about?
Really, though. I can't. I don't remember. God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy.
Okay, our
Happy
next
Mother's Day.
episode is going to be about memories.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.